Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Cannon and Jonesy Show. It's Sunday night. It's 8 p.m. We've gone for a little bit of a different hour today. We're not Thursday night. We're not 8:30. We are live, and do you know what? We are live from the El Smuggo Hub Discord. It went live at 2 p.m. this afternoon. Your first show this evening right now, and this is where the pre-match energy begins. And when I say pre-match, because there's a lot hitting in the matches you'll see throughout this show. Before we start, I just want to say a warm welcome to Jonesy. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. How you doing?
Not too bad, mate. And how's your Father's Day been?
Yeah, really good, mate. Nice and chilled. Had a cheeky Chinese this evening. It was my turn to pick. So, yeah, all good. And proud to be coming to you live from the Hub as well as Mr. Arsenal podcast today.
It's absolutely superb. And, mate, one thing there always is in this show, there's banters, there's opinion, and there's full chat interaction. And that will be coming your way again today. And if you're watching along, and you are, as Jonesy rightly said, you're watching via the Mr. Arsenal podcast YouTube channel. We're also streaming on this gentleman down below's X page, Mr. Georgie Boy O'Sullivan himself. And as we said, we're also on Discord, where the El Smuggo Hub is sitting nicely in its rightful place at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is introduce you to George. How you doing, mate? A long time since the last time you was on the Cannon and Jonesy show, mate.
Yeah, it's like the return of the Shield. It's been a while, but like Jonesy said, with the Discord hub coming from that, right, in the words of old Leslie Russo, absolutely buzzing, mate.
We're just talking about Leslie Russo. There will be some discussion with you, and I think we will do it before we go on to about the hub in a minute. Just about the Champions League final, because this man was in Portugal, weren't you, sir?
Yeah, I think part of me's still there. Like, to be honest, but no, probably one of the best moments of probably my life. That was not gonna lie. Saw the legend G there as well, so that's really nice. Shout out to her, actually making the effort to try and find me as well when there was a lot of people there. So I appreciate that from G. But yeah, absolutely buzzing. And the only people I didn't see there was Emma Hayes and Kira Walsh. So don't know where they were.
Sainsbury's apparently, weren't she?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Either that or they got lost on the tube somewhere. Anyway,
I think so.
as you all know, guys, this show is all about you, the fans. That's you guys. We bring the takes, we bring the laughs, and we also bring spicy chat along as well, which is what the show's all about. So buckle up, because do you know what? Tonight is going to be a great show. We've got some absolute great segments. We've got some absolute superb material. So let's get the show underway. And I think first and foremost, Mr. Jones, I think I need to get into that chat and see who's in.
Yeah,
I do need to see who's in. So first of all, let's scroll the screen up. I'm right at the bottom for some reason. Here we go. So the first person in, old Emma Hayes herself, Catherine. How you doing, Catherine? Good to see you on.
There she is.
There she is. Mr. Chesney's doing his job already, promoting. He's doing his rightful thing, promoting. Well done, mate. There you go. Perhaps still playing for Barcelona, isn't you, mate? Good evening to Jeff. Oh, Jeff needs one as well, don't he, mate? He's another one who needs a character, so we'll look to find you one. Good evening to Mr. Griffin himself.
Mr. PG.
Here he is. The legend herself, G's in. We might see her a little bit later. There she is, old Trigger.
The Trigster.
Oh, Mr. Detroit's in as well.
There we go, Eminem.
There you go, mate. There you go, Mr. Eminem himself.
What a legend he is.
Congratulations, mate, on the 45k, Detroit as well.
Good evening, Schooner Gathering. He's in the chat as well. Good evening to Dave, another one who's obviously joined us and has joined the hub. Good evening to see you, and hoping to see him on a lot more shows coming forward. He's number 8. Mr. Connor's number 9. Mr. Connor is number 9. How you doing, mate? Obviously, Discord isn't working properly, so that's why he's had to make a new account. Not good to see. And number 10 in the chat list tonight is Mr. Tarek.
Oh,
nice.
This will be interesting.
Mr. Tarek. So as your number 10, can you do me a favour? First and foremost, whack the theme tune.
Whack the theme tune. Let's go.
So, Mr. Tarek, Mr. Scutty's demands, as we may call it, and it is a demand, has demanded that the 10th person to comment in the chat tonight gets a free dib. And basically, by a free dib, you're allowed to ask either myself or Jonesy one question, and we have to tell you the absolute truth. Now, the worry is Tarek going to pick up this message quick enough? So we'll give him a minute.
You know what, mate? While we wait for him, there is one person we forgot to say Happy Father's Day to.
Oh, we did. Yeah. Do you want to do it for me?
Yeah, should we do it? So a massive shout out to Mr. Carl Walker, who's spending the day with his 50,000 kids today, mate. And there you go. Lovely picture he popped out on Instagram earlier today. So cheers.
Well done to Rosie for that one. She fired that one across me. I cracked up and I thought that has definitely got her into the show. Cool, mate. I bet he got a lot of gifts today. Well, I hope he did anyway.
You should have, the amount of kids he's got.
Excellent. So, as we can say, Mr. Tarek has not come back to us with a question. Okay. So, what will happen then is it will go to the next person down. And this is not great news. Tarek, pipe up. This is not great news because number 11 is Gav.
Oh, no.
This is Gav. So, Gav has now, because of Tarek's poor behaviour, Gav has got the free dibs of asking either myself or yourself the question. And I've got a feeling, mate, I reckon you might get a little buy here if he pops up quick enough.
Oh, no.
But as we wait for that, good evening to Champions 25.
Evening.
I'm glad when I looked at that had the Arsenal Women's Champions League picture. Now that we had a Liverpool fan, but we have got a Liverpool fan in the household. Chris Nicks, here he is.
Stevie Nicks.
Oh, Chris Nicks. Here he is. Oh, Chris Waddle himself. The chairman's in the house. Good evening to the chairman. Ask him where the donut competition is. Well, it might have to be something that we might have to integrate in the show, to be fair.
Yeah, chairman. Got to get him a picture as well.
Mate, I've got an idea already. Something sprung my mind with donuts and competition.
And it ain't with cars either.
Well, it looks like Gab's even missed out. He's missed out on a golden opportunity here, an absolute golden opportunity. So, Chris Nicks, it goes down to you. One question and one question only.
Oh, my question is nice, Gab.
Oh, here we go. Hold your fork. Gab's here. He's got the question. Who's it going to, Gav?
Oh, yeah, Gav. We're on the clock here, aren't we?
Yeah, mate. Ain't got all night, mate. I think he's trying to make us nervous.
Exactly. Oh, dear. Anybody else going? No.
Unless he's waiting for Chelsea to kick off in America, like in the club. Well, club
Mr. Chairman's, he's thinking what I'm thinking. Donut of the week.
God, there's been a few of them this week.
Love that one, Chairman.
There's been a few of them this week.
There has been a few of them. Oh, mate, I thought you was going to really expose us then, mate. How do you think you're doing the Champions League next year? I'm going to let you answer that one first, Jonesy.
How do we fare in the Champions League? We will do. Is he meaning Chelsea or is he meaning Arsenal? Oh, you will do. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah, I think we'll win it next year. I honestly think we'll win it. I think the experience we're getting closer and closer. We're pushing these big teams. And let's face it, if we had a fully fit squad this season, then I feel we would have been in that final. And I think we would have been beating the Milan. And that's, you might sit here and laugh, whatever, but I honestly believe we would have. And I think we can only do better next season, innit?
Unfortunately, right, we have got two questions now because Tarek has turned back up.
Yeah.
So we will answer both questions. I think that potentially, I think we can get to the last four again. I don't think you can ever go out and predict who's going to win the Champions League. If I'm being totally honest, I don't think it's easy as that. No one would have predicted really that Paris Saint-Germain would have won it this year.
No.
I think it all depends on form, injuries, but also making the right signings at the right time. Yeah. And let's be honest, that's what PSG did. they brought the right player in, and it built them to produce the performance they did. So, do you know what? I think we'll definitely get to the last four again, or we should get to the last four again. Can we go further? Yes, we can. We got to deliver though. So Jonesy, your biggest fear?
It was cats.
Cats?
Yeah, it was. You asked Tina, I was absolutely petrified. I will cross the road. I honestly thought they all hate me. They just wanted to beat me up. But yeah, no, I can't. I hate cats. I don't mind them if they're around me, but yeah, when they get close, I kind of like leave the area.
Do you know what my biggest fear would be? An Yvonne Atkins kind of death.
Jesus.
Being stuck in a little cupboard, yeah, right? Knowing that you're not getting out, no one can hear you.
Yeah.
You're basically gone, ain't you?
Closed in, yeah.
That, mate, claustrophobic, mate. That's the worst feeling, in my opinion. That would be my biggest fear.
Yeah, Jesus.
So there you go. There's our questions of the day. We're going to quickly have a discussion in terms of the hub. So as you know, obviously the El Smuggo hub went live today. There's a few reasons why the hub went live, if I'm being totally honest with you. Firstly, I think this has been a long time coming. If I'm being totally honest with you, this is not something that's about individuals. This is about a collective. This is about something for everyone and not for any individual. And I think that for a long time coming, little pieces of the jigsaw being built. Do you know what I mean? And when I say little pieces of the jigsaw being built, this ain't all over like last 6 months. This has been like 5-10 years in the making. Relationships you build up with people, the people you get talking to. Jonesy and George know that because they'll be exactly the same. And I just think that this big community can come together and build something that actually will be very unique. And I was having a conversation with both George and Jonesy saying, I think we can build something that no one else has built before. And that's my honest opinion. I think we can build something and something to be proud of and something that we can give back to the people and give the people the chance to have a voice, but a respected voice. You know what I mean? Not the kind of voice where you're just shouting for the sake of shouting to be heard. This is about giving the right people and the honest people what they want. And that's what we want to get out from the hub. So I'm going to pass over to you, Jones, quickly before we go to George, because obviously you've been a big piece as well in the last 4 years in terms of like the build up of everything. You do a lot of hard work behind the scenes, which doesn't, if I'm going to be totally honest with you, doesn't get appreciated at times because people won't see what you do behind the scenes. But how do you feel about going into this new project, and where do you think it can go?
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely ecstatic with it, to be honest. Like you say, it's a lot of hard work built up through the years, and you know, finally seeing the rewards of people getting together as a community and enjoying everything that we love. You know, let's face it, Arsenal's the main thing here, but there's so many different chats that are going to come from this hub. You know, you can talk about anything from donuts to cookies, as we've seen in the last week. But it's just great to see, like, it's finally come together. It's finally been launched, and mate, I can only see it getting bigger and better. You know, with the group of people that are coming in, the interaction with the chats, the shows that we're going to be putting out as well from everything. If you're not involved and you're watching this, then come and get involved. I mean, it's the best, one of the best things that's ever happened to me personally in my life is meeting new groups of people, meeting up on match days. And that's all come from shows, and it's all come from being in this hub. So yeah, I can only, if you're sitting there and you think to yourself, you know, match days are a lonely place for me, then this is where you start. This is where you start to build that confidence up. And it's something like this community that can really change someone's mindset and make them feel a lot better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And obviously going to go to George, because obviously George has been a massive part of the community and a massive piece for, let's be honest, like the last 4 years as well. He's done massive things in both the men's game, the women's game. I'm obviously around the equality with disability and all that kind of interaction that you see on a frequent basis from himself. But George, I don't really want to obviously look at the men's game as such, but the women's game. Like, over the last 2 years, you've built a massive community, haven't you, over there?
Yes, it's been crazy, like really, like our last couple of years. But just quickly going back to like what you said about the community stuff, like me a few years ago, when I think first time I met you guys, like I wasn't as mouthy as I am now. I was quite shy, which some people think, nah, not him. But it's just like how you can be part of a community. It doesn't matter what disability you got or anything like that. Like if you're a part of a welcoming community, like what we are building and what we are, like Jonesy said, you've gone from like some of the chats I've seen when I'm meant to be working, it's gone from like talking about like there's really hard hitting questions like what's the best filling in a donut, like it's just so it's just amazing to be part of it. And like you say, with the women stuff, like I think the women's football deserves to be spoke about a lot more than it has been. So having the honour to do that and to be able to do it, it means a lot to me. So, and that's something that I think, with obviously being part of Arsenal, with the Women's Supporters Club and how well the girls have done, I think that helps having shows like that. Believe me, there's been some hard shows. Like when we've been pretty awful, but on the whole, I don't even say you guys are friends anymore. It's more of a family feel for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And with that family feel, like I know you said obviously the build up to it, and
Yeah,
obviously how that's kind of interacted over the last like 18 months, 24 months. But like what's your vision moving forward in terms of obviously moving into the hub, but also because you're going to be collaborating with obviously Jonesy's show.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing all your individual shows now. And one of the biggest things that we said was that actually, even though you're coming over to the hub, actually, we want you to stay on your YouTube channel. We want you to keep your name. We want you to make sure that you keep everything that you've built.
Yeah.
And it's about you building more on top of what you built already.
Yeah. Oh, you really aced me up there, Liam. You said what was my vision like, and I was so close to saying, well, it ain't changed. No, on a serious note, like it means a lot, because I think there's obviously you can kind of have a sort of a successful sort of shows, and then people want you to think, oh yeah, just come over, merge it, and then think like you lose your identity when you're doing that. But so obviously you're going to be working alongside Jonesy, which for me is really, really important, because one, we get on. um, two, like it's that content. Do you know what I mean? What's the point of having content out there and having one massive show? But if you've got 2 or 3 shows, or 2 or 3 different pieces of content, all that's doing is showcasing women's football, or what particular topic you're talking about. So I just think I've managed to get a group of people who do the podcast with me, who I'm really, really grateful for, like people like Mel, Andrew, Paul, just to name a few. They do so much behind the scenes, and what we can bring to the hub is like we want to help. We want to be part of the best Arsenal community going.
And yeah, and I think with everything that you've got, with everything that we can kind of support in, and obviously the right people, I think that this is just a start for you guys, because actually the build up to this has been quite unique, hasn't it? In terms of like moving into the Emirates, obviously getting bigger fan base, so it means that you're meeting a lot more people now than what you ever would have done at Boreham Wood. And do you feel that yourself when you go to match days, that you're actually meeting a lot more people, because obviously the games are at the Emirates?
Yeah, I would say predominantly, yeah, because obviously, for those who don't know, with the women, we do like meetups. So that's normally at the Coronet or the Tolly. I always go to the Coronet. But yeah, like the amount of people we'll get, like, so we'll have just under 100 people for like there at like 9 in the morning for a 12:30 game. And these people are travelling from Scotland, Australia. Do you know what I mean? Like that's some mad effort. Like I moan when the Peterborough train's delayed. So do you know what I mean? So like people that are travelling all abroad, I think like fair play to them. So having it at the Emirates makes it more populated, and it's really, really nice doing the podcast, Liam. But it's with the group of people that you wanna that you know who you've mentioned it to. But what's even more nicer is going to a match day and saying, "Oh, are you whoever from the Discord chat, or are you? I don't know. If I see Nick standing in the corner with a bag of donuts, I know it's him. Like so, so I think that for me means more than like the podcast mean a lot, but actually going and meeting people that you've met in different sort of social media platforms, I think it's a real nice touch as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you, mate, what I will say is obviously keep doing what you're doing, keep growing it, because obviously there will be some fantastic things coming out there. Just obviously seeing some messages in the chat. Tarek saying the hub sounds like it will become a monster soon. Well, that's where we want to go. But
Soon,
obviously, there's going to be a lot of hard work between now and whenever that point would be to kind of get us there. And we know that obviously the hard work we're going to have to continue doing to obviously ensure that happens. And even just seeing that the monster that started this afternoon, I've realised there's going to be a lot of work. But yeah, we're really happy to obviously have George and his team on board. Really happy for Jonezy to obviously roll out his show from tomorrow. So please come on at 8:30. Before we do go into the first segment of the day, I know you want to kind of mention, George, around obviously a certain giveaway tomorrow night.
Yeah, so obviously, like Liam said, Jonesy and me will be doing a show tomorrow night at 8:30. Launch of the new Arsenal women's show. So, but there will also be a cheeky giveaway there. So obviously, we want you to be retweeting and please be following El Smuggo on Twitter. And Jonesy will show the picture of what is that right?
Yeah, that's right, mate. So yeah, tomorrow night, obviously, we're launching our Queens of the Cannon, the first show with George. Is coming on. I've got some other guests as well. And this is one of the giveaways. It's one of Ruth Beck's arts, who's an amazing Arsenal artist. Please give her a follow on Twitter. She's in the Discord hub as well, so she's got her own little community chat there. But yeah, this will be the giveaway tomorrow. Ryan will be coming on the show. He'll be spinning a wheel randomly, and we will decide a winner with that. So
Ryan's reminding me of, do you know, like the new series of Wheel of Fortune? Is he going to have like one of those wheels?
Yeah, definitely see one of them later. Well, before we go into the segment, I'm not going to not leave him out the back, but here he is, Mr. Quincy himself, the Belk, the man of America, the only man of America. How you doing, mate?
The only American that matters to me.
I appreciate all the kind words, gentlemen. It is great to see you all. It has
Long
been too
time.
long.
It has indeed, mate. It has indeed.
I feel like we haven't been on a show for a long time.
It has been over a year, I do believe.
Yeah.
I think the last time I spoke to Quincy like this in person, I think we still had Austin Trusting.
I'm not responsible for him.
No.
On that note, we're hitting the birthdays.
Let's go.
So we do have 2 birthdays this week. Got look down the old Arsenal calendar tree. The first birthday, it's a bit of a controversial one, really, isn't it? An ex-Arsenal and Tottenham player. But he is a legend. He is a legend. 80 years old, Pat Jennings.
Yeah,
he is. What a keeper, eh? What a keeper.
Oh, an absolute massive keeper in his era, weren't he?
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting him, to be fair.
Did you?
Yeah, Cliff Jones used to be my PE teacher in Highbury Grove. And he brought in someone special one day to coach us for football and the goalkeeper. And it was Pat Jennings. And it was just literally like, whoa, this guy is... Some of the stories he had for a 12-year-old boy who loves football was just... We could just sit there and listen to him all day. We didn't do no PE in the end. We just listened to his stories. And yeah, absolute legend of the game.
I bet he was a big guy as well, wasn't he?
He was. Very big guy, yeah.
I can imagine.
Big hands. Very big hands, mate.
Cheers, Gav.
Fantastic hair, too. Fantastic hair.
Yeah.
That's the first birthday. So that was Mr. Jennings himself. Do you want to get up the second birthday?
Sure, mate.
Mr. David Platt.
Not the one from Coronation Street.
No, not the one from Coronation
Just
Street.
clarify.
So ex-Arsenal player, England player David Platt. I think he spent 3 seasons with us, didn't he? He moved in '95. He was part of the summer where him and Dennis Bergkamp come in, and left us as a Champions League win. Premier League winner. Getting a bit ahead of myself there. We hadn't even done that still, boy. Yeah, Premier League winner in '98. Good player in his time, weren't he? Done a job for us when he's in. For me, he'd always be remembered for that header against Manchester United.
That's what I was going to mention.
What a great game it was. Brilliant game. I think Vieira scored a banger as well, didn't he, first of all?
Anelka's debut goal. That was a belt as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then that David Platt header. It was a brilliant header as well.
So, Anything you want to say on that, George?
Yeah, just as I remember David Platt, the head. It was more watching it back in highlights because I was only like, how old I've been? Not that old, but he was he's really good player. I listened to an interview with him actually, like a podcast, and he still talks really well about Arsenal and stuff, and which I like because some of the players that leave they don't, do they? But he just seems quite humble, and he done quite well most places he went, didn't he? Really?
Yeah, he did, and that was the thing with him when he moved to Italy, and it's a bit of a strange old one in Italy, weren't he, Mix? I think he was at 2 clubs, weren't he, in Italy? He went to Bari, didn't he? I can't remember who the other one was.
Sampdoria, was it?
Sampdoria, that's it.
Yeah.
Sampdoria.
Yeah.
So a bit of an interesting one, but obviously, I think it was good signing for us. He was the back end of his career, but do you know what? Like, to bring him on and get him in some games, like especially in that championship year, an experienced head like David Platt weren't a bad thing whatsoever.
We've done with him last season.
Definitely. So, 5-second round of applause to both Pat Jennings and David Platt. Happy birthday. On that note, we're going to let Georgie boy go off. He's got to do some work behind the scenes. So thank you very much for coming on, George.
No problem. Cheers for having me on, boys. Have a good rest of the show and lots of love.
See you later, pal.
See you later.
Bye. Right, so this is the time I've been waiting for. We're going to get the old Mr. Belk on the hook. Hook, line, sinker. That's where we're going to be now. Are you worried or not worried?
I am not worried.
So
I trust you too.
Well, it's not really us two because I'm the one who's drummed the questions this week. And as I hear that, his voice goes a bit croaky. So I've got 16 questions for you, right? I don't think a lot of them are. It's more like to get to know who the Mr. Belk really is, but also find out a few things about you. So first question, where was you born?
I was born in a town called Florence, South Carolina, right on the east coast of the U.S., not too far from the beach. It was a nice little quaint town, little farming community from many years ago, and I still love it for its wonderful fields and long drives and flat terrain. I don't know, it's lovely stuff, I have to admit.
Sounds good enough to me, mate. Sounds good enough to me. And that town created you as well, which we got to be very thankful for.
It did. It very much did.
It did. Right, your second one. I'm interested to know, what's your favourite go-to meal?
Ooh, I am a sucker for a good cheeseburger.
Oh,
I don't like any fuss. I don't like any fancy toppings. I don't like any unnecessary adornments. I like a good quality patty with a simple slice of cheese and a buttered brioche bun. It'd have to be fancy. I don't like a bunch of fuss over it. Let's see what you can cook.
That sounds good enough to me, mate. That sounds good to you, Jonesy.
Yeah, pretty much the same. No fancy shit. Just get the patty in, cheese, get it in your gob, and that's it, mate.
If you've made a crap burger, you'll throw a bunch of extra stuff on it. If it's a solid piece of meat, let it speak for itself.
I'll tell you what. A little story. When I went to Vegas, some of the burgers that I ate out there, mate. Jesus Christ! I don't really eat breakfasts, right? And I went into this breakfast place, and like I ordered. I thought, I'd have a whatever they called it, a breakfast. It was like a sausage, bacon, all. I think it was like a hash brown kind of thing. It's not bowling out like all these pancakes as well and everything.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I can't eat all that. Mate, I literally didn't eat for the rest of the day.
Yeah, we are a land of confectionery and sugary surprises. There's no doubt on that.
Oh, mate, there was definitely some surprises there. Talking about sugary, favorite soft drink?
Ooh, favorite soft drink. So I'm a classic guy on this. I like Coca-Cola. Now, to be fair, I don't like the American Coca-Cola. It's too sugary for it's too artificially and sickly sweet for me. I actually prefer they sell them in the glass bottle still, the Coca de Mexicos. It's real made with real sugar, and man, it is it's a treat. It's an absolute treat. So it's the only way I can get anything in metric around here. So yeah.
Funnily enough, I didn't drink Coke for years, and I've had a few cans over the last few weeks, and it's interesting, isn't it? When Coke Zero come out, back in the day, everyone just drank Coke, and that was it, weren't it?
Yeah.
No one ever drinks Coke now, do they? It's very rare to see people with Coke.
There's so many flavors now. You got like cream soda, you got lemon, you got
Cherry Coke.
Just give me a cherry Coke. I'm a cherry Coke man. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't beat a cherry Coke. Yeah, definitely.
A nice cold cherry Coke. Can't beat that.
Rosie's saying Dr. Pepper syrup. I'm a Dr. Pepper for a freak, mate. I love a bit of Dr. Pepper. The chairman, he's healthy, mate. As the chairman should be. He waters the best.
Well, technically that doesn't answer the soft drink question, though, right?
Well, no, exactly. Favorite alcoholic drink?
Well, it'd be a twofer. I'm always a sucker for a good rum and Coke. So there goes my Coke. So just a solid choice. And then there's actually a German beer that a friend of mine turned me on to several years ago. It's called a Spaten Optimator out of Munich. And it's heavenly, man. It's a delight. So when I can get it over here in the States, I'm always very, very happy to be able to find my way over to it. So those are probably my go-tos.
Can't argue that, mate. I can't argue that. Definitely would share a drink with you.
Oh, well, one day we will.
Yeah, I'm sure we will, mate.
If it's there or if it's here, one of these days I will.
Well, I think there's definitely got to be a home leg and an away leg.
We'll see who wins across the aggregate, right?
Just do a league format. Just play 38 times.
I know, right? I'll have a nice American burger prepped up for you over here, so we'll have you set up.
Chris Nick, he's going for a Coke Zero Lemon. Connor's saying I'm drinking a Coke Zero right now. Oh, the chairman's back. A Southern Comfort and Coke, just as the chairman does as well. Do you know what I mean? I can imagine that in his office, can't you? With his little fancy glass and everything.
Big leather chair. Chair.
You know it, mate. You know it. All them trophies in the background. Unless you're a Tottenham fan. Well, I can't even say that anymore, can I? Anyway, we won't go there. We won't go there.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every so often.
Exactly.
They've been searching for that one for over 50 years. So.
A long time, mate. A long time. Favorite movie? All-time movie?
All time. I was actually, funny enough, of all the questions you could have asked me, this is actually the one I thought of. And I thought to myself, I hope he doesn't ask me this question because it's a hard one. So I always go back and forth on this one, but I'd probably have to settle on The Godfather 2.
Godfather 2. Mate, do you know what? I could imagine you being the Godfather as well. Do you know what I mean? I knew that you'd drum up something like that. I knew it.
A nice rum and Coke while watching The Godfather, just, really is. It's all you need.
Gab's got a question. DC or Marvel?
I'll go Marvel. I was always more of a Marvel kid growing up. I like both of them, but I was always more of a Marvel kid growing up, and they've done a better job over the last 20 years, I think, producing enjoyable content. Let's put it that way.
Catherine's not been as friendly to you, to Gav. She said this is the dumbest question ever, Gav. Marvel all the way. Oh, brilliant. What's your claim to fame? Obviously, apart from meeting me, of course.
I was going to say, I'm on this podcast. What other possible claim to fame could I have? Right?
You must have something now. You must have a little sneak. Have you met anyone famous before? Like a big name?
Okay, actually, yes. It's actually a story of where I missed meeting someone famous, but it's still kind of a funny one. So I have a friend of mine here in downtown. We're here in Greenville. We have this really nice hotel. It's called the West End Poinsett. And occasionally we have a lot of celebrities. They'll come and stay there. Once a year we have the BMW Golf Pro-Am. and usually about 20 or 30 celebrities from, B-list all the way up to A-list will come and stay here. Well, several years ago, back when a buddy of mine worked there, he sent me a very cryptic text one day because he worked at the front desk, but he wasn't allowed to specifically tell me who was going to be at the hotel itself. So he texts me and he says, "Hey, you should be here around 2:00 this afternoon." I was like, "Say no more, I'll be there." So 1:30, I come rolling in, very excited about this. He texts me about 15 minutes later. He goes, I can't wait anymore. He goes, "It's Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is here at the hotel." And I was like, "Shut up." He was like, he's here. Okay. So I think to myself, all right, it's 1:55. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick so I don't have to meet Keanu Reeves on a full bladder, right? So I use the bathroom real quick, hurry up, wash my hands, make sure they're nice and dry just in case I actually get to shake John Wick's hand. And I make it into the lobby. And as I do, I'm looking at the desk where my friend is standing and he's pointing behind me. I spin around real quick and all I see are the doors of the elevator close on John Wick. And he goes up, and tragically I ended up having to leave, but apparently he came down and hung out in their bar for like 3 or 4 hours later on that evening. But I was this close to meeting John Wick. So not much of a claim to fame. If anything, my claim to fame was having to I have a small bladder apparently. That's all I got.
So
I missed
close,
out on
but so
meeting
far,
Keanu
right?
Reeves.
Jesus.
I know, but at least I got to see him. Though. I technically did get to see him, so I'll take that.
Yeah, take it. I'll tell you what does make me laugh. Then the chairman's popped back up again. He sang on Surprise, Surprise with Cilla Black. Mate, that's the most random thing I've ever heard in my life. This is why he's the chairman, mate. Cilla Black started him. Cilla Black started him off.
We need video footage of that.
We need video footage, and we need to know what you sang with Cilla Black. But surprise, surprise, that is an 80s, 90s classic. That is.
Jesus.
Right.
Indeed.
The next question: what year did you start supporting Arsenal, and why?
Ooh. So I'm going to have to go back in my mind on this one. It was I wish I could say from the day that I was born, but tragically when you're an American, you have to basically discover that there are other sports in the world other than American football and college football. If you can break out of those, you're doing pretty good. So for me, I'm gonna kind of throw out a little bit of a guess. This would have been during high school, so it would have probably been 2003, 2004. And what led me to the Arsenal, I don't know if this is one of your questions, but what led me to it was actually Cesc Fabregas. I watched him play as I think he was 15, somewhere in that ballpark. I watched him playing, and I was mesmerized. I was really just very impressed, and that actually led me to actually starting to watch and follow the Arsenal.
Wow. Because when you said 2003, 2004, I just said Quincy's a glory hunter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mate, how good would it have been? Like you started supporting Arsenal, and we went on a 49-game unbeaten run. Like you would have been a good luck charm, but then to throw out Cesc Fabregas' name.
I know.
Only a man like you could. Only a man like you could.
Yeah, it's definitely a name that is a little divisive in our community, but I always have very fond memories of him. I mean, he scored some absolutely fabulous goals for us and was really quite a fun player to watch. Oh, Jesus.
Mate, yet again, I need to see video footage.
Yeah.
I need to see video footage.
Right, or
Right,
even a live current version would be fine. I'd take get him on the show.
Yeah. Show us what you're made of. Who's your favourite ever Arsenal player?
Favorite ever Arsenal player? It's really hard to beat someone like Thierry Henry, but I'll actually say I think Tony Adams actually is probably my favorite ever Arsenal player. His longevity, what he meant as a player to the club. Henry was wonderful. He really was. But I think whenever I think of Arsenal, and I want someone who their career was defined by their time at a singular club, Thierry Henry has a great reputation internationally, but he won at other places. I just like Tony Adams because he was here. He was salt and earth. He was Highbury and he was the Emirates. So it's this really beautiful blend of his overall career. I mean, he just scored some absolute bangers, and I mean, unlikely. But I also played center back, so I really enjoy him, despite the fact that I did not play center defensive mid like Remy Gard. I'm halfway tempted to answer Remy Gard, but I'm not going to. So
I was going to say you probably look a little bit more like Remy Gard than Tony Adams.
It's true. It's true. I do still have my Remy Gard jersey, by the way. So it's still here. I considered wearing it today, but
this is. I think you're going to give me the right answer in this one, but I'm quite intrigued because what I'm hearing more and more of this, especially with our overseas fan base as such. Who do you hate more, Tottenham or United?
I hate Tottenham more. I really do.
But is there a but?
Yeah, no, there's no but. It's really more of just some exposition. I know more Tottenham fans than I know Man United fans over here, which actually does surprise me. When I meet a young Tottenham fan, I always wonder to myself, of all the clubs in the world, why would you have chosen that one? And I've asked this question many times. You had so many choices. Why would you pick them?
It's a poor choice, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like them because they just smell like new money to me. I don't know. That's really all they are. I mean, I know they have some heritage. I get it. But they just smell like new money to me. I mean, they're not as egregious as somebody like, Man City. But when I look at them, they just feel fake to me,
Cool.
That's why I just can't tolerate it.
I like the answer. I like the answer.
It's just gross.
What's your favourite ever Arsenal game?
Favorite ever Arsenal game? Ooh. I have to go back into the library on this one to see what I can remember off the top of my head. So it's sort of a random one actually, but it was just a really fun game, and I'm probably going to misremember some of the details in this one. And this is where I'll lean on you two guys. Was it the game against Reading?
Where
we went down. Yeah, but we went down. What was
4-0.
4-0. Yeah, 4, and we came back and ended up winning. And what a crazy scoreline!
Yeah,
and that was just. I mean, it was Theo Walcott was still on that team, and it was an exciting game. It was a fun game. So it's not a classic, cup final or anything like that necessarily. But when I go back and think of an actual game that it was like, what can you say? That was just a really enjoyable game watching football at its best, just flowing both ways, really excitement, compelling. Not a shutout by our team, obviously, by any regards, but just a very enjoyable game.
And the game finished 7-5 in that game. Absolute bonkers game. Bonkers.
Fun, so true story. 7-5 is actually the first ever game that I coached at the high school level over here. That's actually the final score. It was against our rivals, another technical school down the road, and we won 7-5 as well. It was absolutely bananas. So many times I thought we had won the game, but I just catch the word.
I always remember that.
It was pretty wild.
I always remember that, Shamak, when he finally got the 7th and he went like that, didn't he? Game over. And you're like, bloody hell, thank God, mate. Someone's got bed now, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
How many gray hairs did that game add to your life?
Quite a few, mate. Quite a few. Favourite ever Arsenal shirt?
So I'm actually rather fond of the one I'm wearing. I don't say this is my favorite, but this is definitely a very beautiful one. I'd probably have to go back to the. In fact, actually, I should have worn it. Actually, I do have it. Actually, I think it's actually a Fabregas jersey, and it's actually. This is another one that sort of divides, and I can't remember what year it was, but it was the red and blue horizontal stripes.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what year that is, but
I think it's about 2010s, 11, something like that, Jonesy.
Yeah, it was
somewhere in that bubble. I don't know. I liked it because I felt like it was a bold choice. It was different. It was unique. It wasn't just a plain, one color and slash. So that'd probably be one of my favorites. I'd like to see that one come back.
Yeah, that was an interesting top, to be fair. Well, I'm gonna go subject a minute. Favorite beard ever.
Favorite beard ever? Ooh. Okay, so my favorite beard would probably have to belong to. I'm going to go Olivier Giroud.
Ooh, look, mate, can't argue that.
It's symmetry. It's just there's so much symmetry to that. It feels unrealistic to me. I think he might be a cartoon character, but it's a very symmetrical beard. I don't know, it's just a strong freaking beard. Every time I look at that, man, it's like if only.
Mate, a great beard. I'm just getting flashbacks to that scorpion kick.
That's what I was going to say. If only that beard brought me that skill, I might try to grow that. So
exactly. Right, Champions League or Premier League? Got some. By the way, before you answer that, got some good ones here. Oliver Giroud, the HFB, WG Grace. Oh, Rosie loves a bit of Tom Selleck, don't she?
Absolutely loves him.
Gab saying Jonesy's beard wins it for me.
Hey, thank you, mate. It's all shaped. Ready for the show.
It's a trim beard.
It is.
Excuse me. I would probably go Champions League. I think it is just I think it's a tournament that is just it's so utterly unique. I mean, it's a fantastic tournament. I mean, we've tried to. I mean, let's put it this way. I can tell that something is great whenever the Americans try to do it. You know, when we copy from you guys, and we did try to copy that. I mean, we have a tournament here where they try to do all of North America and Central America as a Champions Cup, and I'll be honest with you, it doesn't get the same viewership. I'm sure in America, the viewership of the Champions League is far higher than that domestic tournament is. But it's a great tournament. There's a beauty to it. Can
you hear a little cat meowing from somewhere? And I'm wondering where it's meowing from. Anyway, next question. What striker should we bring in the summer?
Give me the Swede.
You want Goldcrest, yeah? Well, it could be Isaac, to be fair.
That's true. Now give me the big Swede. Yeah, I would try to do his face thing, but I can't remember who does it.
Yeah, not Brolin then, no, not the big Swede Brolin.
No, there are some good Swedes though. To be fair, great actors. No, I think he's 27. I think if we brought in Benjamin, I think we'd be looking at no, I could be wrong, but I think it would be one of those things where it would be a good player at sort of the wrong time. And the best example of that recently that I could point out would probably be Ramsdale, Raya over Ramsdale. Raya is what Ramsdale wants to be in about another 7 or 8 years. The problem is we just needed that guy now if we wanted to really compete. And Raya's just better than Ramsdale. That's no knock against Ramsdale. I love him. He's a good kid. But Raya is just a mature player. I think if we go with the 27-year-old over the 20-year-old, I think there's a maturity that's there, closer to a finished product. Maybe not as high a ceiling, but who cares? If we can win the Champions League in the next 5 years, go cry about your higher ceiling somewhere else.
No, mate, I like it. The next question: who's more arrogant, El Smuggo or Donald Trump?
Oh. Oh man, that's a good one. Well, I would never describe you as arrogant. You know, I think you are appropriately smug.
I like that. That's how you're supposed to answer it.
Exactly. So by default, it has to be Donald Trump. You know, no one can beat the arrogance in that man.
Mate, I'll take that all day long, mate. I'll take that long. And my last question. What do we think of Tottenham?
Tottenham are shit.
Oh, what do we think of shit?
It stinks.
Thank you. Quincy, you are off the hook, mate. You are off the hook. Absolute belter that was, mate. Yeah, I think we got to know you a little bit more.
It was a pleasure. I would always be happy to be on the hook. As I said, it's a pleasure to be back on here, getting to chat with you beautiful lads again. It's been entirely too long, but excuses are out of the way now. So I don't know how often I can be around, but I will be of service whenever you need me.
Unfortunately, not a lot of people agree with you. We're in a chat now. G thinks it's Smuggo. Tarek thinks it's Smuggo, especially when he's got a cigar nearby. Ryan's agreeing with you. He's saying Trump, lol. Gab's going Smuggo. Gab sees me after an Arsenal win, though.
Here's the real question, though. Who would you rather sit down and have a drink with? And for me, Smuggo's the man all day long.
Oh, absolutely.
I ain't sitting down having a drink. I ain't sitting down having a drink with Donald Trump. I just ain't going to do it.
I'm telling you now, right, and I'm going to put this out here. When there's a home leg or an away leg, we'll be doing a podcast while we do it as well. We'll be in some boozy, yeah, right? And we'll be having a drink while we're doing it.
I think it'd be a beautiful thing.
It's going to happen, sir. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
On that note, I will let you depart, Mr. Quince. Obviously, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate you giving us a bit of your time this evening or this afternoon back in America. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
Appreciate it, gentlemen. You'll have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you soon.
See you later, mate.
Brilliant. Yeah, that was absolutely great to obviously get Quincy on. What a man he is, Jonesy. What a man.
He is proper legend, mate. Absolute legend. He's been with us from the start, and hopefully we can get him on a bit more. I've seen we've got a few new guys in the chat. We've got Luke's in. Oh, Luke Barwick. He's got a character now. Oh, cool.
Oh, there he is.
Cool, and Luke.
God, that's a cigar. That's a cigarette smuggy, that is, isn't it?
And then I see John. John's in as well, and it's only right we have to give him a character. There you go, mate. Old Otis.
Oh, here he is, mate. I love that one, mate. That is definitely him.
There we go. A couple of new characters there for the guys in the chat. There will be more coming, so keep your eyes peeled.
Well, I think we need to bang out our next segment, don't we? I think we need to start running through them.
We do. Let's go.
So, the Hush Your Gums John Cena of the week. Well, talk to me, Mr. Jones, about this week's candidate.
Again, mate, it's not one person, is it? It's
no,
it's a few. It's a few, and
it's probably about a good 60,000, if not more.
It could be, yeah. And you know what? We haven't digged into them, but we just needed an opportunity, and now we have. It's the old bin dippers, the Spurs fans, mate, down the road.
There they are.
Waving their flags about.
There's a stink on my screen.
True stink. Thinking they're better than Thomas Frank, mate. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, mate, like, really? Just because you won the UEFA Cup, yeah, right? Which, as I said, yeah, right, nowadays is like the equivalent of the Johnston's Paint Trophy, whatever you want to call it, yeah, right? Like a League One or League Two trophy. You was playing a semi-final against teams like Bodo Glyn. These were teams that weren't even getting out of the group stage, weren't even getting points, mate, back in when the UEFA Cup had decent teams in it. And you guys think that you got the audacity to demand the very best managers after finishing 17th in the league? You've got into the Champions League. You've well done. You've got there. You've somehow got there. But let's not forget you lost 22 games. You finished 17th in the league. Probably Thomas Frank's above your level. I'm being totally honest. Yeah. I actually think he's a good manager as well. Like, what? I don't know. Like, you tell me, Jonesy, what do they think they're going to get? What do they think they're going to get? Because they've had the Jose Mourinho, and they've decided to sack him for 4 or 5 days for a League Cup final. They've had Conte, who basically said Spursy are Spursy, and basically said that they get like there's so much shit in that club that needs to be dealt with. Do you know what I mean? They've had these managers, and now they're talking about. I was speaking to obviously Spurs fan the other day. He's saying that they want Posh, which I understand is obviously always what they wanted. But I even look at Posh and I think, do you go back? Do you actually really go back? Because when you go back, it never usually works. And let's be honest, you ain't cutting up trees for America. They've just lost their 3rd game on the spin.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they thought they were going to get. Like I'm sitting here like thinking they're lucky. They're lucky they got Thomas Frank. But give it till Christmas, mate, and they'll probably be singing him out the door like they usually do. That's what them lot are like down the road. So,
but yeah,
it's tough to see him go there. He is a good manager. I do agree, like what you said. Yeah, you can't see us, mate.
I just think it's disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful, the job he's done there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually think Brentford might struggle this year now. Yeah. I actually think that we're going to realise how good Thomas Frank was for them. And he's a good manager. I think he could easily go to a really, really good club. And I just think they're being very dismissive on a manager that's, let's be honest, done a lot better than your manager this year. And let's be honest, if Brentford had played you in the final, I think I would have favoured Brentford to beat you.
Yeah.
There's only 4 teams that I think Spurs would have beaten that final out of all the English clubs, and that's the 3 that went down and United. And that's the reality. That's the reality of it all. So do you know what? You get what you're given in life, and enjoy Thomas Frank. And you may never know. You may be proved wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, Spurs fans, you are indeed hush your gums of the week. Time for a wet wipe, mate.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love a wet wipe, mate. Eco-free.
Friendly.
Wet wipe of the week. Well, do you know what, right? I was lost all the way up to last night, yeah, right? That who am I actually going to find for a wet wipe of the week? By the way, eco-friendly. And then we found one. And I found Luke Humphries laughing and joking when you lose 7-2 to Germany, when they've given you the most hostile environment you're ever likely to face in darts, and you're sitting there laughing that you're 7-2 down. Now, not only did him and Littler produce one of the most shocking, disgraceful performances from a number 1 and number 2 that I've ever seen in my lifetime, by the way, he was sitting there laughing at 7-2. And I just thought, no, that's proper wet wipe behaviour. And that's why, and do you know what, right? The way Littler went off, I'm going to discuss that a little bit later because I've brought someone up for the numpty list. But at least Littler showed that he was pissed off and angry. Do you know what I mean? At least Littler showed that he like, I'm not saying everything he did was right, but he still congratulated the fans, players and all that, and then stormed off. But he was like, Humphries didn't really care. And you're in the World Cup of Darts, do you know what I mean? You're playing for your nation. Don't care what sport it's in or what it's in. Do you know what I mean? When you play Germany, you don't want to lose Germany whatsoever. And I'm sorry, Jonesy, when you're losing 7-2 in darts too, and you got the number 1 and number 2, that's what you are, and you're laughing, that's proper wet wipe behaviour.
Oh, mate, I didn't watch it. Look, I'll be honest. I come into the chat late last night, and I was reading it, and I was like, oh, let me look into it. And then I saw it, and I was like, yeah, no, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that against anybody, let alone Germany. The history we have with Germany, to come do that is just absolutely ridiculous. And like you said, the 1 and 2 of the world. No, there's questions need to be asked there, mate. Absolutely, with Humphries.
Well, I'll tell you what you need to do, mate. Just fire into Crumble of the week now.
Let's do it.
Well, there you go. Wet wipe, crumble, whatever you want to call it. Mr. Humphries, you're back on it. You and Luke Littler absolute crumbled last night. You basically shit your pants. That's what happened. Like, you come out to Vindaloo, yeah, right? You come out to Vindaloo. You come out to that song in Germany. You need to back that up with a performance. You know what I mean? Like Jones said, you're playing the Germans, the history between England and Germany. And boy, did you two boys crumble. Number 1, number 2 in the world that have literally dominated world darts for the last year and a half, 2 years, got put together, and you both put on the worst displays that I think I've ever seen you see. And I think it comes down to 3 things. I think the first thing that happened, yeah, right, they bottled the atmosphere. I think the atmosphere got on top of them. I think they did walk out there and think, yeah, we're number 1, number 2, and just thought that they had the right to be in the next round. Do you know what I mean? Because I think the third thing is, I think they looked at each other and thought, do you know what? If I'm not doing it that well, the other one will bow me out.
Yeah.
Actually, they both had the worst game of darts I've ever seen them both have, especially Luke Humphries. Absolute crumbled, absolute bottled it. You got knocked out in a second round, like number 1 and number 2. I'm sorry. It don't get much worse than that. Like, I'm thinking about all the crumbles that we've had, and this is the most embarrassing crumble so far to date, Jonesy.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely crazy. It was just, like you say, if bottle jobs, complete both of them bottle jobs.
And just to let you know, funny enough, just see Northern Ireland have won the World Cup of Darts.
Is they?
Yeah, Northern Ireland have won the World Cup of Darts. So that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Mm.
So, yeah, there we go. That is our obviously crumble of the week. Well done to the Humphries. On that note, I think we go into is it the Twitter numpties now?
It is indeed.
the old numpties of the week. Before we do it, though, good evening to Ribbit himself. The Kermit's in the house. How you doing, mate? Here he is. He's in here. There you go. There you are, mate. Big old Cheshire smile. There you go. Good to see you, mate. Goon Gathering saying no tag chemistry. I did wake up this morning, though, right? And I see this tweet that really, really cheesed me off. So do you want to get it up for me, mate?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Here it is.
And do you know what, right? As I said, yeah, I'm all up for obviously criticising. They deserve to be criticised, but this one took it to a new level. Littler storming off stage while Humphries actually takes his time congratulating his opponents really showcases why I infinitely prefer one of them over the other. Oh, come off it, you wet wipe. Like you nearly went on the wet wipe list yourself. Like, what do you want Luke Littler to do? Do you want him to, and let's be honest, right? First and foremost, he shook his opponent's hands. He shook the referee's hands. He then walked off. Do you know what I mean? He then walked off. What do you want him to do? Sit there laughing and joking and dancing? They've just been thumped 8-4. Number 1, number 2. What do you want him to do?
Yeah.
Get this wet wipe off my screen, sir.
Gone. There you go. But yeah, no, I agree with you, mate. What do you want to do? Stand out there smiling, sign autographs? He would have got criticised for doing that as well. So, whatever. Just get off and go and recompose yourself.
Well, you know how it goes, mate. Here it goes. There we go. Mr. Bardo himself coming in, barking. Couldn't make it for his segment, no, could he?
No,
couldn't make it for his segment, but he's here now. Good evening, mate. How you doing? Good evening to Mr. Morgan himself. Russ, how you doing, mate? Good to see that Ivan Tony got a few minutes the other day.
Just a few minutes. Was it
just
seconds?
A few minutes. Just a few minutes. But yeah, you got your number. Have you got a number of the week?
I haven't. No, not this week. No one's really annoyed me, to be fair. On X, I've kind of stayed around just doing the design and stuff. But yeah, no, I think that one's fully deserved after last night. No.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Good evening, all.
How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thanks. How are you both?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad as it goes. How's your week been?
Long, stressful. Not the best, unfortunately, but we move, don't we? We get through it.
Yeah, we do move. So yeah, we've got you on for a couple of segments tonight.
Yeah.
Should we go into the first segment?
Yeah, let's do it. Joe, G, you hungry for some porridge?
Actually, I think I've lied to you. I think we got you in for about 3 segments, by the way. I forgot about the porridge list.
Yeah,
this week's porridge list. The candidate won it last week.
Yeah. No, I had to go for this one this week, mate. I had to.
I'm going to let you do it.
Right. I know there's someone in here who absolutely loves him, but no, I had to do it. This guy, the audacity to stand on that in the middle of the Emirates pitch and ask where the European trophies are and say 4 miles down the road. Who does this guy think he is? Absolute wet wipe. Your music's shit, your hair's shit, and you don't even support Spurs, does he, G? Who's he support?
Some little club called Port fucking Vale.
There you go.
Who are they?
Valport.
Valport.
Shocking.
An absolute lemon. I know Mr. Ryan podcast over there. He went and saw him, but mate, I would have thrown an egg at his head, to be fair. Get him off that.
Definitely deserves to be on the porridge list for my liking for what he did. Absolutely. So, Mr. Williams, you are this week's porridge list muncher of the week.
Enjoy. Ready for some rapid questions, pal?
Yep. So the Cannon and Jonesy rapid question. Now, last week was an absolute success. So we thought that this is the big one for the week, the rapid questions. So G's got 3 questions this week. And as we'll do, it's exactly like last week. She'll ask us a question, and then you guys have got a quick fire back to us in terms of what she's asking. Quite confident about this?
Yeah. I think we're starting off strong as well.
Yeah, I think we're starting off very strong.
It's one it's probably the best question, but it's a good test to see how this chat are doing this evening, I think.
I'll leave it to you. It's all over to you now.
All right. So the first question would be, what would we find in your bedside cabinet?
What would we find in
Don't
your
hold
bedside?
back either.
Pardon?
Don't hold back either. Come on, people.
Do you want to know my first thing that I thought that's in my bedside cabinet?
Jeez.
What?
Hot water bottle. That's the first thing I can think that's in next to my bed.
Do you know what? Although I do apologise for laughing at Jonesy's fear earlier, I actually have a phobia of hot water bottles.
Do you?
There you go.
I think that's more justified than cats, to be fair. But
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. You come in my house with 3 cats. I've got to be honest. I was meant to say that to you.
Yeah, they were all right. They were out most of the day, so they were cool. I can't say quite possibly what's in my bedside cabinet on this stream.
Exactly. So, guys, what is in your bedside cabinet at the moment? I'll be very interested to find out. So, as I've said, I've got a hot water bottle. I'm trying to think what else. Do you know what? I don't think I've got much else in there. I think there's a tooth picker in there as well. It's not exciting. It's not exciting whatsoever. My one. It's
I've
not
got the Bible in there. That's about it.
I actually don't have a bedside table, so I can't even comment on this.
A snorkeling outfit.
Wow.
Wow. Scotty Sam's Liam's false teeth.
Oh dear.
Tarek saying he's a Modium instance.
I've tasted your wife's cooking, mate.
Barwick saying he's Difflam. Dave O's, he's got the baby oil, mate. The baby oil is out now. Now we're getting into places.
There we go.
Catherine's got her headphones. Don't hear what's going on upstairs.
Banging on the wall. Shut up.
Mr. Tom's in the house. How you doing, Mr. Tom? Good to see you on, mate. He's my Leeds United Dragon. Rosie's saying 3 copies of the Magnum PL in different languages. Why in 3 different languages? Wow. Wow. I'm more intrigued. What's Dave? I'm using the baby oil for. Oh, I tell you what, yeah, right. This will be an interesting one. Scotty saying Lorraine Kelly's porno mag. Nighttime reading, that is.
Jesus.
That's old Rosie in it, old Lorraine Kelly.
There was something going on, wasn't there?
Yeah, I reckon there's something going on there between them two, mate, if I'm being honest.
Get your hat ready, G. We've got a wedding next year.
Make sure you're not outside her window, though, Scotty, because she's got a crossbow there as well, mate. You might not make it back home. Connor's saying tissues for all the Man United and the Spurs fans. Oh, some good ones there, guys, to be fair. Good ones there. Let's have your number 2, then, G.
The number 2 would be, what would we find in your garage or garden shed?
Oh, what
if
would
you
we
don't have
find?
a garage, we'll go for garden shed.
Probably find one of my cats, to be honest. The amount of time he goes missing. So, what would we find in your garden shed, guys? Here Dave O is saying yet again, dry elbows and knees. That's all I'm saying. Gav trying to throw the rods in. A manual on who'd get other Arsenals being bottlers.
Jeez.
Oh, love is in the air everywhere I go. That is one relationship I wouldn't want to see.
I don't know what's in mine. We've just got some old the baby stuff.
Dead body in the shed.
Loads of the old baby gear.
The spud with a banger. You know what I'm thinking of? Like, you know, like the old guy, like with the big spade, like the one off what was he called?
What? Home Alone.
Home Alone. Yeah.
Home Alone, where he's shoveling the snow.
We actually had someone when we lived, we'd go down the woods, we'd see him every time, and we would shit ourselves. There's probably nothing wrong with the guy.
Yeah.
But we used to run away from him every time we see him. Oh, it wouldn't be a night, would it? It wouldn't be a day without this one.
Oh, there we go.
Cat Butcher's tribute, blow up doll.
Good old Pat.
This is a worrying one, Arthur Fowler. That's a long. What's he been in his shed like 30 years now? That's going Yvonne Atkins style. That is. Good evening to BX Gunner. How you doing, mate? Good to see you on. Oh, Rosie trying to throw the old rods now. There you go, mate. My Spain kit from the Euros.
Oh, dear.
4 off now. How Like, did you notice that? I don't know if you noticed, guys. Like, everyone had to tick and verify themselves and put the green tick. Not Rosie. Done the Spanish flag instead.
Did she?
Absolute
that one.
scumbag she is. I'll
Okay.
tell you what, mate. He must have been in the shed.
Dennis Suarez.
It gets worse than Rosie. Proper X-rated. My granddad's kidney.
I'm not eating any of your cakes. Jesus.
Absolutely. Oh, Chris Nix has got a good one, mate. I need to go around Chris's house. The shed is my games room. I love that, mate. Should we go into the third one?
Yeah, and the third one could be a contender to the first question. What would we find in the glove box of your car?
What would we
For
find
me,
in
it's
the
a
glove?
shit ton of CDs that
Pardon?
I never use.
What'd you say that again?
Loads of CDs that I never even use.
Mate, why does everyone have a CD in their car?
Yeah.
And the black folder that has about 20 CDs in it as well.
Yeah.
The ones that you created about 15 years ago, yeah?
Play them.
The ones that you created 15 years ago.
Oh, yes.
With old
Remixes.
LimeWire.
Oh, good old LimeWire. Bloody hell, now you're rocking back the years, mate.
LimeWire was the one.
All right, hello,
80s
Josh.
cartoons.
Nice to say hello to us, but just says hello to Scotty.
Oh. How you doing, mate?
Typical Scott. Oh, here we go. Of course, you'd find him in your glove box. Les Dennis.
He could fit in there, to be fair.
I wonder if she's a man of holding in disguise. Oh, Scotty's saying his drugs are in it. We won't put it up just in case they'll bill, do you?
Catherine. Car insurance and a knife.
One sec. Let me have a look. Oh, mate, my screen's frozen.
Go hand
Oh,
in
insurance and a knife. Oh, the Imodium instants are there again.
No baby oil.
The baby oil's back there, mate. The baby oil. Well, there's some dirty action going on there, isn't there?
Shocking.
Very.
Shocking behaviour.
And
Maybe
not-
some de-icer that's actually leaked all over the place and you don't see it
Again?
until about 6 months later.
Oh, Scotty again. Here we go. A box of Durex, never known when needed. That box of Durex is still closed, by the way. Had a sell-by date of 2011 on it.
In 1990 from Blockbuster.
Cricket scoreboard. As he was an umpire. Oh, interesting one. Old Tarek being the old umpire. We'd like to see that. I love seeing him giving it one of them.
Yeah, you've got to get us a picture, Tariq. Definitely.
Cool. Can you imagine that one?
Yeah, the Dirty Den.
Oh, Dirty Den. Oh, Dirty Den is in the glove compartment. I'll tell you something. What was her name? The one who killed him off? Chrissy.
Chrissy
She'd
was.
definitely have him in the shed, wouldn't she?
Definitely.
Iconic.
Billy Bearham. Oh, anyway. I'm
Fantastic.
going to let you choose. What was your overall winner, G, on all of that? Which one do you think was the funniest?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Why can you just not remember anything anyone said when you get asked that question as well?
Do you need help from Jonesy?
Yeah.
Do you need
Go on.
VAR? I'm liking this.
Actually, sorry, guys. I actually have some breaking news that I need to interrupt the show with, unfortunately.
What?
So it turns out that we, on this panel, have a 2-time Desmond's winner.
Are you
The 2 gold stars
Are you having a
of
laugh?
Mr. Al Smuggo.
Piss off. Piss off.
Sorry, say that again.
Are you
Sorry.
actually doing this?
Just to be clear again, sorry, let me just, for everyone watching at home, facts not fiction, of course, we have the 2-time Desmond's winner, 2 stars, El Smuggo, on the panel.
You fuckers. I thought there
I'll
was
tell you
something
what, guys. I'll try not to be big-headed about it. Not boast about it, not mention it. It's not even in my Twitter bio, which it clearly should be. Do you know what I mean? But me and G were having a bit of a conversation today, weren't we, G?
We were, yeah, just here and there.
My bar is a little bit bare at times, I think, and I think it needs a new little addition.
What have you got?
What's under his Arsenal badge?
2 stars, mate.
2 stars. Look at that. So what I'm going to do, Jonesy, I'm going to get this this obviously drummed up into a frame, and then it's going to rightly go in my bar.
My connection's going out. I'll be back in a minute.
I tell you what, that's your big breaking news of the evening. What's your thoughts on that, G?
Yeah, it's an honour to announce it. A lot of things have gone on here, but that's got to be up there with one of the best achievements, I think.
2 times that. Wonder if I can do the hat trick next year.
Absolutely not.
It's all to play for. It's all to play for.
Everyone enjoying that little one. I like Jonesy. I like Jonesy.
No,
we've got one more segment, haven't we?
We have indeed. It's a new segment. Here we go.
New segment. Really, that I should go down as the GOAT, really, just for being a 2-time Desmond champion. But me and Jones have decided, right, because we thought about the cap, right, and we thought that actually with the cap, we're always looking at, like, obviously the big names of the world, looking at the ones that make a difference in terms of sporting iconic, whether it's something to do in the film, TV industry, whatever. But what we've decided is that we want to start recognising outside that community, don't we, Jonesy?
Yeah, I think it's time we recognise the guys behind the scenes. We do the celebrities, like you say, and all that. But let's give some real celebrities the recognition they deserve.
So me and Jonesy decided to give it to ourselves this week.
Yeah.
Because we're absolute icons and legends as well. But no, what we have decided is that actually every week now we're going to recognise, as you said, Jonesy, people within our community of people that are doing stuff. And that doesn't mean it just means like people on X. It could be that people that we go football with. It could be people that obviously do a lot of work in terms of the chats on different channels and all that kind of stuff. It could be hosts. It could be panelists. It could be whoever. And we're open to ears as well. We're open for people to come to us and say, look, we think this person should be on the GOAT list because actually what they contribute is GOAT behaviour.
Indeed.
What's your thoughts on that, G? It's a big breaking news, that one, mate.
Yeah, I like it because, as we say, there's a lot of good people that we've met along the way, isn't there? That make a difference, not only with being at football, but to rely on and chat to whenever you need to personally.
Yeah.
Memories that help you get through all those good things that actually, at the end of the day, matter more to everyday life. So, yeah, it's a very good idea from you both.
Exactly. I know we bashed the greedy, but we need to boost people as well. And do you know what I mean? That's what we want to do. So, Jonesy, I've given. We've obviously decided tonight's win, haven't we?
Yeah.
I'll let you kind of let the crowd know who we've gone for.
Sure. So this person, obviously, we've met at football. We've known a long time. It's coming up to 4 years. I think it is coming up a bit now. We talk movies, Stranger Things. We talk Marvel. I think they're clocking on. So let's just reveal it. It's the one and only G herself. An integral part of the show. And I remember us three getting together after that Man City game. First ever stream.
Battered, what, 4-0, was it?
Yeah, 5-0. 5-0, yeah. And since then, we've been to the pub. We've been to parties. It's more than football. And the stuff you do behind the scenes, G, with, you've got the women's chat going and stuff like that. Being a voice for the women's game as well and doing shows. I know you've been a big help to myself when I was doing shows and when I was ill, and especially to Liam as well when he was going through tough times. And we thought it'd only be right to recognise you as the first GOAT of the Cannon and Jonesy show.
Oh.
Speech.
Short and sweet. But yeah, like you say, it's coming up to, in September, it'll be 4 years since we all officially met, but obviously we've been talking way before that as well. But going to Liam's wedding, going to engagement parties and hanging out away from the football as well as the football. It's just an honour to know you guys, and that's all I can really say, really. Thanks for the recognition.
You'd always be the first one that won it as well, so
there
can't be any better recognition than that, can it?
The GOAT.
Exactly. Anyone that says to you, I won it, I won it first, though.
Yeah.
There's always someone that did it first in Thierry Henry's words.
I reckon you should have a picture as well.
Yeah.
Get creative.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, obviously, we'd like to thank you, G, for coming onto this iconic night of the show. And just last thing, in terms of the hub, are you looking forward to seeing what it produces moving forward?
Yeah, once I can log back in. For some reason, I'm having some classic us technical issues at the moment. But yeah, obviously the people that we've known for years already, but also the people that we've started to get to know over the past week or couple of weeks. Yeah, such a breath of fresh air. And excited to see where it can go, really.
Absolutely. Obviously, thank you for coming on tonight. Love the way you dropped that 2-star again. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Jonezy.
That's all right. Don't worry.
And well done for being the first goat.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
On that note, mate, one goes out, another one comes back in. It's Mr. Fletcher himself.
Hey.
Hello there. Love that, by the way. Love that.
It was good, wasn't it? Yeah, loved it.
That's a sight punch in the air. Like, yes. Oh, yeah, I'm good, though. I'm good. Hot, but I'm good.
Good man.
Yeah,
Anyway, crack on to the next one, Jonesy.
Yeah.
Indeed. It's time for a cap.
So it's a bit of a unique day, if I'm being totally honest. You'd stay with obviously the cap. There was consideration that we might not do it today, out of tribute, because it is a year. I'm not sure if you guys know that in the chat, but it is a year ago today that obviously Kevin sadly departed from us, which obviously brought a lot of emotion back, knowing what today was. But what we decided instead was that actually we wanted to get someone on live on air to actually give him a bit of a tribute, and there is not much better person than Ryan, who had a lot of kind of dealings with Kevin. He come and supported Ryan's shows in terms of charity events and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to pass over to you, Ryan, anyway, and let you discuss about Kevin.
No, it's fantastic. We said this last year when we did our show in the aftermath of what happened, what sort of person he was, and it doesn't change. In the year, I didn't realise its anniversary until this morning when obviously Everton and Arsenal respectively put their tributes out, basically. But it goes fast, and it's a caught me off guard. And of all days to be the anniversary as well, Father's Day as well. His boy came so close as well to being promoted to the Premier League, and he was a fantastic guy on and off the pitch. I knew him for the last few years of his life as well. Bumped into him, I think it was like a week before North London Derby, when talking about Wembley. He was doing a Q&A event, basically. And even after the event's done and dusted, instead of like other people basically just breaking the net to get out of there, basically. Not going to name names because that's not on. He stayed the entire night until the bar closed and spoke with myself and others, just talking about his time at Arsenal as a fan, as a player coming through from the academy, all his stories he had, the reason behind the bow tie as well, the Dicky Bow Thursdays. But it's just the effort, again, and it wasn't just a one-off, it's a continuous thing. And I remember the last time I got to see him in person was when we just missed out on top four to them not down the road. It was Arsenal versus Everton on the last day of the season. And me and my brother gone to the game, and we're going off towards the Armory to get the new shirt and all that. And I was just spotting him in the corner of my eye. He's there having photos of all these fans. Like, there's a queue of fans waiting patiently. He's just spotted me, and he's like, Ryan, and literally just pulled me for the biggest bear hug you'll ever have. And the fact that in the aftermath, we had a chat and all, but in the aftermath, my brother, who's like 10 years younger than me, was like, how the hell does he know you that well? And I had to explain to him, he's obviously an ex-Arsenal, he came from the academy, we've conversed over the time, and we've got to know each other, build a friendship on and off air and all that. And it's just that, basically, he comes on every night when he can, because he had at the time he had his own podcast as well with Sophie and the High Squad. But whenever he had the time, he'd always make the effort to come on for the charity stream that you met him on, Liam. And other times, and even after I last met him, the first time he got ill last year, he was in the start of recovery for the first time round. He reached out once he was reaching out, because I reached out to him, making sure he was all right. When I first heard about this, he reached out back. And his first point of call was, "When can I come on?" And it was like, when you're fully better and recovered, we'll cross that bridge in the summer maybe. And then obviously a few months later, we all know what's happened. But he was just a brilliant guy, and he was everything that was right about Arsenal. He put across everything that was right in the terms of the class. Just because he was an ex-player or player in general, he didn't think himself above anyone else. He was just like, he treated you like you treat anyone else, basically. And it's always a good one. If we said this last year, it's always the good ones get taken, and he was the best. Let's be honest, he was the absolute best. But he's up there with Rocky now.
Yeah, and do you know what? As you said, Jerry, he's up there with Rocky. He's in safe hands, and Rocky's in safe hands. But it's hard, isn't it? Because it doesn't. For me, it doesn't seem a year ago. It's unbelievable that we're talking about this, and this is a year ago, like today. Like, I remember that day really well, and like it was a really emotional day. And yeah, I just think that it's such a pleasure being here a year later on the day and listening to your tribute about him, and just listening about the kind of bloke he was. And that was the kind of bloke he was. Do you know what I mean? He was the kind of bloke that you would interact with on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and he would message you back. Now, do you know what I mean? His interaction with us fans and us people stood him out from the rest, if we're being totally honest. And I think the biggest thing we can do right now is give him a 10-second applause. I've decided that I'm not going to do the cap this week. Well, I think we'll do our cap. We can hold off in terms of the next nominee until Thursday. I think it's the rightful thing to do, and I think that actually we'll leave it with just a tribute to Kevin. And thanks for doing that.
I just want to say the last bit I want to say is how rare is it that in terms of a player, wherever he played, and even no matter whether he played, he was loved for Arsenal, Everton, Transpure, West Brom, you name it. But even rival fans from them clubs and beyond, not a bad word to say about him. The fact that Tottenham fans were actually visibly upset last year, and it news broke themselves, that Tottenham fans that claim to hate us know what sort of person he was, and that speaks volumes about someone when it's all good, not a bad word, and the love is there. And it always will be there.
Him and Rocastle are such a different breed. I think, like we said, that Ian Wright's probably the last batch of like that kind of interaction as such, isn't it? And these are very unique players with very unique personalities, and ones that have caught the hearts of so many people. Yeah. But do you know what? We are going to spin it in terms of something really nice that's going to happen now. As you know, we've built up the hub through obviously the Arsenal podcast channel. We've been building out through X. Ryan obviously negotiated a really good opportunity for us with Ruth Beck in terms of obviously her work that she does behind the scenes in terms of her Arsenal arts. And we've been in such a fortunate situation, as George revealed earlier on, that we've got a giveaway tomorrow night, but also we've got a giveaway tonight. And Ryan's here, and he's going to announce the winner.
Yeah, do you want to have you shown the picture yet?
Yeah,
I've got it ready to go, but just show the image, and me and Liam, obviously, I think Liam picked this one. Because Ruth said, I want to do something to give back, and this, that, and the other, but it was up to us to decide, and me and Liam went back and forth. And we thought this is the one that would be perfect to launch it, and then obviously got tomorrow's one you've all seen as well. And and obviously there were a lot of names put themselves forward. I got a bit of hand cramp in the end, but hey, we've got this. I don't know if it's on the screen. Let's check now. Make sure there we go. Got to take that off, have I? There we go. So all the names on there. I will say this now. Me and him have said, because our names are technically on there by default because we have to retweet ourselves. If it does land on us, we will spin again. So we are not winning it ourselves, basically, between me and Liam. We've agreed that because unlike other channels, we're not dodgy. Just saying. Just want to get that out there. And good luck to everyone, basically.
Oh, this is exciting.
Oh, Tariq.
So our first winner is Tariq. Get him up, Jonesy. Get him up, mate. Get him up. Get him up. Oh, Brazil is our first winner of the week. Tariq, if you can reach out to Ryan off air and obviously just message him on Twitter, and he'll details for us to give you this lovely art that you have won, mate. So congratulations to Tariq. You are our first giveaway winner. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I just want to show Ruth's page there on Twitter. If you're not following her, please do so. Great collaboration Ryan's got for us here for the channel. So yeah, amazing. And the work she does is amazing. Not just paintings as well. There's earrings as well as tea coats as well. So have a look at her shop. Definitely some great stuff on there.
Yeah, brilliant. That's absolutely superb. Before we let you go, Ryan, we're going to keep you on for the See You Next Tuesday.
Of course.
Segment. Don't worry, you're not on there, by the way.
I'll be surprised.
There ain't absolute surprise, but do you know what, Jonesy? Get it up.
Let's roll it.
So the Emmanuel Adebayor, See You Next Tuesday of the week. Yeah, gun Jonesy, we've gone a bit out the ordinary with this one, haven't we?
Yeah. It's not a person, it's not people, it's an actual company or
industry.
An industry, you could say, yeah.
And I'm fed up and sick of listening to this lot.
Yeah, sick of it. Best thing they're used for is toilet paper. This mob. Marcia, football. What is it? It's the equivalent of the sun, isn't it, basically? And we know what a shit rag that is. But yeah, fabricating stories about Zubimendi. There's been loads of it. I'm sure Eduardo Higuin is a reporter for them, isn't he? Or something with the amount of crap they spill. What's your thoughts on them, pal?
Mate, it just makes you laugh, don't it? I think, do you know what? I think we done an absolute great number we did on them this week because I think they were ready to drop that bombshell about Zubimendi. And what we did, we got Ornstein to break it that morning. Yeah. Like, you can't tell me the shithousery weren't fucking unreal there. Absolute unreal. Absolute unreal. And it just proves to you, right, that these big commercialized industries, they're there to get clicks, basically. It's all clickbait shit, innit? Just get them triggered, mate. And they're the biggest arseholes in the game, Marker. Absolute awful, mate. And we hear it time after time after. Like, let's be honest, but when we played Real Madrid, we see their shithousery. Do you know what I think they are? All talk, no trousers.
Yep.
Absolute all talk, no trousers. Do you know what I mean? It's like how they were going to do this great comeback against us.
Oh. What was it? The Remontada, whatever it's bloody
Remontada.
What like a bloody roulade, mate. Absolutely shocking newspaper.
What's your thoughts on them, Ryan?
Pathetic, really sad. I mean, they're basically it's a show now in the Madrid pocket. We sort of knew it for years, but things like this are showing now, especially with social media. And as I say, they put it out there, and the audience gone, I think not. Boom. And even the original journal that put it out back in December about Zubimendi went, no, it's coming to Arsenal. It's done and dusted. It's just a medical. We're waiting for that because of financial reasons on Sociedad's side. It's like, don't get me started on Eduardo Hahn either. Bloody hell.
He's always, don't worry, we're not going to set you off on him because actually he's own segment now, so
how
he can wrestling ease there.
I will say, how the hell he's got the following that he's got, I don't know.
Mate, to be honest with you, mate, they're probably a lot of them are dead accounts, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Absolute dead accounts.
There's always this time. There's always this time of year in the summer window, or it was in January window as well. They just pop up out of nowhere and just run random BS just to clicks, and some people fall for it, and we're just sitting in like, really, you're a so-called journalist, okay?
Yeah. So,
word.
Yep. So marker are literally the see you next Tuesday of the week. Well done, chats, for getting it wrong once again, and we'll let you know how some Mendy gets on in the red and white. That's all I'm going to say. Obviously, thank you very much, Ryan, for coming on. You will be back tomorrow for the first Queens of the Cannon show, so look forward to that, and obviously good luck to you all.
Cheers for that, and I'll see you soon. Take
See
care.
you later, mate.
See you later, mate.
Do you know what? It feels like one goes off, one goes on nowadays.
Hey.
Oh, here he is. Here he is. Look at him.
He's last, but by no means least, is he?
Last but not least, Mr. John Brooks himself.
I say the best to last. If I knew that, I would have done all my clothes off. But, you know, special occasion and all that.
And how are you, mate? How's your weekend been?
Yeah, it's been all right. Yeah, been off. So it's been quite nice. Off again tomorrow. So 3-day weekend. Yeah.
Oh, you lucky boy.
Yeah, it's Reese's 21st birthday tomorrow. So, yeah.
Oh.
Big
5
occasion.
seconds to him. Happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday.
Make sure John treats you well.
Yep.
No, he does all right. Don't worry about that.
Anyway, obviously we got our last 2 segments tonight. So we've got the Desmond. Actually, we've got 1 segment tonight. Is that 1 segment left? But we got the Desmonds, but we have actually got the MVP award at the end of the night as well, haven't we?
Yeah,
so we've got 2 segments left. But we're gonna do this in a bit of a different order tonight. So we've decided to kind of change the segment, and as we've done with all the other segments, we've made an owner for it. So obviously we've decided to give someone the Desmonds for the future, basically, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be their segment. So I'm going to pass over to you, John, and you can announce what we're going to do, and then we'll break into the theme tune after.
Yeah.
Yes, so you spoke to me, and obviously someone we've known for quite a few years. Lovely fellow, played football with him. He's very popular. He's been to lots of Arsenal, home and away. He's very well known in the Arsenal community. Very sadly lost his very brave battle to cancer a couple of weeks ago. So you come up with the wonderful idea of naming the Desmonds after Gary Reid.
Lovely. I think it's the right thing to do.
On Father's Day as well, which is very nice because he was a wonderful father.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really nice because actually it's been able to give something back. Do you know what I mean? For someone who's given us so many good memories in his time, and for me, it's a no-brainer. It's what I wanted. It's what John wanted. Jonezy, when we said to him about it, that's an absolute lovely idea. So. We'll fire away with the theme tune. It will be kind of changed because obviously we're doing different Desmonds each week, but obviously starting from a new season, we will be naming it the Gary Reid Desmonds Predictions of the Week. Oh, yeah, no, that's good, mate. That's good.
I didn't know you using that picture, but I mean,
yeah. What a picture that is, by the way, though.
I'm loving it, mate. Brilliant. Spurs away, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, when I was looking, there was only one picture I could use, and that was it.
Superb.
Yeah, you looked so happy there as well, so yeah, I had to use that.
Yeah, absolute top picture there, Jonezy. Well done, mate, for pulling that one out. And we will make sure the creativity is really good when we kick into a new season with the new Desmonds. And talking about the new Desmonds, big old announcement yesterday. Live, probably around 11, 12 o'clock. Around obviously Desmond's predictions planned for next season. So, yeah, as it's always been running since probably about 2021, when Paul Miller was first here.
Yeah.
One of the big pieces of this show was all about the predictions, which has probably been the biggest piece of the show, which obviously myself and Paul done for the first year and a half, I'd say, something like that. And then obviously Jonesy's taken over and obviously done it with me as well. And do you know what? It's been the major success of the show. I feel like it's the part of the show where really everyone interacts and really gets on well in it. Really, everyone gives their score predictions and there's loads of fun and banter with it. So what did we decide? So we decided next year that we wanted to kind of make it more interesting for the actual viewer. So within the hub now, what we're going to do, we're going to create something. I don't know how we're going to create it yet, so don't fire too many questions at me because there's going to be a lot of thought process about this. But we're going to ask you guys if you want to be involved with it. The first thing, free of charge. We're not going to be asking for any money of anyone whatsoever. We just want to do something that's enjoyable, and we will give back as well. There will be kind of monthly awards. What the monthly awards are, we don't know yet. But there will be monthly awards, and obviously there will be a yearly trophy as well. And whoever wins the yearly trophy will have some kind of segment named after them going into the following year.
Yeah.
It's got to be a nice segment.
Well, exactly. Now, unfortunately, it can't be the Desmonds because that's going to stay under the name of Gary Reid.
Yeah.
And rightly so. But obviously, the creative brains we don't need to work till probably next year anyway, but we will be naming the actual winner of the predictions as a segment for them for the following year to go alongside their gold trophy. So what will you need to do? You'll need to obviously produce your 10 results each week, and you'll need to either be on the show or go back to the show to understand what the bonus question is each week as well.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It'll be really fun. Just trying to get you guys more involved, isn't it? I know they say their scores in the chat over on the side there, but this time they can really, really get involved. And like you say, mate, little prizes in the month, and obviously the overall award. Mate, I don't care if anyone wins it, but you get another star. So I'm happy either way.
Well, there's still.
There's still us. Yeah,
it's still me versus you.
Yeah. Great. I'll get out that one.
Yeah. I don't know if you see Mr. Gooner. I don't know if you know that. Obviously over the last 2 years,
I should have deleted it.
There's only one winner, mate, and as you see, there's 2 stars.
I haven't seen that. It doesn't surprise me with you.
2 stars here under that badge. Do you know what that means?
Yeah,
look at that. So I've agreed, Mr. Gooner, that I'm going to get this framed into a photo, and it's going to sit in my bar somewhere.
Oh, very nice. I thought you were going to stick it in Jonesy's house.
Yeah, you should make it. We have to put it on here. This glass cover.
Make him put it on his bedside table.
Every show, yeah.
That'd be superb. But what we decided this week, in the Desmonds, it's the Emirates Best 11. Emirates Best 11 from 2000.
Sprung on me this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate. Sorry about that. 2006, 2025. So we're going to give you the opportunity, John. We have created your tactical sheet.
I mean, it was just literally sitting down. Yeah, I mean, the keeper, I was just thinking, because obviously, I was thinking, well, Jens Lehmann, obviously, he did all right, but he was coming to the latter stages of his career. You know, I mean, he did so well at the last bit of Highbury, obviously, being an invincible. Chesney was good, but he always had a ricket in him. Same with Fabianski. Almunia just gave me nightmares. Ramsdale could have been amazing, but sadly got rid of him. So I fell on the Raya, really. I mean, he's done well. He could, if we win the league, he could become a great, I suppose. I mean, he's very good, but yeah, I was clutching at straws a bit, really. With all the other positions, it was fairly easy because loads of names come to you. But with a keeper, I thought it was quite hard. But I think Raya is, he's arguably the best keeper in the Premier League at the moment, so I'll give it to him by default.
It is a tricky one, isn't it? It is a tricky one.
I mean, I quite like Chesney. I know some people hated him, but I didn't mind him. He did some good saves and he hated Tottenham, which helped. And I think if we won a couple of trophies, I think, it could have been him, but like
I do like your team. Obviously, I've just gone for
it's obviously a very attack-minded. I mean, defenders-wise, I mean, Mertesackers are lucky not to be in there because I thought he was very good, and he had his critics. But for a good few years, he was very solid and dependable. Him and Koscielny worked so well together. You could have easily had them as a pair. Obviously, I put Gabriel and Saliba together. I mean, Vermaelen, again, he had a golden spell for a few years. He was excellent. I remember that goal against Newcastle at the Emirates. I was there and at the last minute. That was very good. I mean, obviously, Sanya and Monreal as well. He was very excellent. He's excellent, really, very reliable, dependable. But there were so many exciting attackers. I thought, well, I've got to, don't worry about it, I left out Ozil, and a lot of people again moan, but again, a couple of years he was just unbelievable. I mean, if we'd had a world-class striker in front of him, we would have won the league. If it wasn't Giroud in front of him, I mean, Giroud, he could have been, him and Lacazette. I mean, we've had some very good strikers. It's crazy now. You think we're just trying to replace them, really. But I think the midfield, I mean, Wilshere, I mean, Shavin again, he missed out. Walcott, so Chamberlain, all done very well. I mean, Walcott, he scored over 100 goals. He done well, but sadly, was thought he could have been better than he was. Shavin, I very nearly put in there just for the fact I was there for the Barcelona game when he scored the winner. You don't forget things like that. It is brilliant. And there was a game with you, Liam, when we beat Blackburn 4-0.
I knew he was going to bring it. I thought he was going to bring it up just then.
Yeah. Well, I bring it up now because I knew it's still great.
So we had 2-0, we had 4-0, and it was 2-0 going into injury time.
Yeah. And the first goal was an own goal. And because it bet with Arsenal, they give it to the first scorer, which is Shavin.
So he had 4-0, didn't you?
So obviously, yeah, that's right. I do. They scored 2 goals right at the end. Eboué scored 2, and one was a penalty, I believe, in the last minute. And obviously, Wilshere, again, what could have been, again, that Barcelona game as well. But he was a phenomenal player. Aaron Ramsey, it's like an injury select almost, isn't it, really? But yeah, again, he was a superb player. Don't really think he got the plaudits he did. That golden season he had. That goal was got against Liverpool for 2-0, and he got injured. But Santi Cazorla, I mean, what more can you say? Unbelievable. They're still doing it now. Was it last week? 40 years old, still smacking in free kicks for fun. I mean, we all hope that he comes back as a coach. And well, I'd have Saka. He's my favourite player at the moment. I mean, Odegaard was quite unlucky. I mean, again, if we do go on to win the league, then he probably would get in there. But it's just the other 3, just more nostalgia. But they probably give me more joy than most of the current team. Saka has to be in there because he's just unbelievable, and he's just getting better and better. And the other 2, I mean, it's just such a shame they left. But they were probably the best 2 players we've had in the Emirates era, I would think. I mean, Van Persie, as much as a cunt he is, he's an amazing striker. It obviously pisses everyone off, and it's gutting that he left to go there. But what a player. What a goal scorer. I mean, signed for $2.5 million. Remarkable bit of business. He was just unbelievable. And Sanchez, I mean, he was probably the best player we've had in the Emirates era, if you will. I mean, when we signed him, everyone looks excited. And, with some players, especially if you want South Americans, sometimes it doesn't quite work out over here. But he was just unbelievable. He just lived up to the hype and then some. He was just, and then, I don't know how we didn't win the league with him, really. I mean, that Leicester year, when everyone rolled over and died for them, he was doing the business. And he was just phenomenal. And he's never been replaced either, to be honest. I mean, he walked back into our side now. We had a player like that, on the other side of Saka and Van Persie.
He would indeed. But a solid team there, mate. Very good. Yeah. Tough. It is a tough choice, isn't it? So,
yeah, it's hard. I'm sure I've only missed a few people. I mean, as Ozil, like I said, he could have come in. He's just trying to work out a formation. I must have missed quite a few people. Paul Jenkinson,
I'll quickly.
But even like Giroud,
Giroud,
Walcott, they did the job and they missed a lot of chances, but they scored a lot of goals. I mean, Giroud scored a load of goals. Got as many trophies as Harry Kane is.
I'll quickly run through mine.
I didn't put Fabregas in. Oh my god! I completely forgot about him. Wow. You know what? I even looked up lists of because I was trying to think, who have I missed? And his name come up. I just completely forgot about it.
I went for a back 4, obviously Sanya. I thought Sanya was class around him. Monreal as well. Come up with goals when we needed as well, especially against Man City.
Yeah, he was good.
I went for Szczesny. I just feel Raya is not there yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do agree. I was scraping the barrel, but I thought I'd just go with him because.
Yeah. I've gone for Koscielny next to Gabriel. Gilberto, I just thought he was immense. When Henry did leave, he took over the.
I did think of him. I brought up Fabregas. I feel terrible now. Yeah, I'll take Wilshere out for Fabregas.
Excuse the typo for Cazorla. I was rushing.
No,
but yeah, Cazorla and Fabregas. I think if you had them two, obviously now in any team, you know what I mean. And I could not go for RVP. I'm sorry. Or Abba.
No, I understand.
I went for Eduardo just because that boy was something else, and then what happened to him was just so unfortunate.
We should do a what could have been select.
Yeah, you could do what could have been, but I just went for
Yeah,
Edouard and then
yeah.
like yourself, mate, Alexis and obviously Saka on the wings. But yeah, that was my one. But Eduardo, I wish he didn't get that injury. That is one of the biggest things. If I could change time, it would be
awful. I remember going there. I was working at Safeway at the time, and I was a baker, so I finished at 1 a.m. Obviously, it was a Saturday lunchtime. My mum and dad were in the social club just down the road. So obviously, I went to join them after I finished to watch the rest of the game there. And I got in there, and it was all like definitely like quiet. It was like, oh, it's been a bad injury. They won't shut on the telly. It's just
Absolutely terrible.
But what could have been? Yes.
So now yours, Liam.
Can't believe I forgot Fabregas.
Yeah, not much different.
Yeah.
Dave Rao gone in goal. I just think, like you said, I don't think it's been a great goalkeeper. It's out of him, Chesney. Sagna just picked Timber at the moment just because of all his longevity, and Timber was injured last year. I think Timber will end up being that right back. Sleever and Gabriel for me, the two best. And Monreal, again, I just think that he was a really steady player, but we just haven't had a really class left back, and I think that will change over the next year or two.
He was so reliable as well.
Yeah, he was. He was just 7 out of 10 every week.
He never made any mistakes. He never made a big fuck up for a goal or anything.
Then Cazorla has to go in my team. Technically, he was so astute. Fabregas was unbelievable. And would single-handedly carry these games. And I've gone for Mesut Ozil, right? It was out of him in Odegaard, to be honest. And Ramsey, to be fair, I could have gone for any of them, but I just think, right, when you had Ozil and Alexis on the pitch, you can't have one without the other.
No,
we see what they were like when one wasn't without the other. If you got Alexis in there, you got to have Ozil in there.
Yeah.
And I've got Alexis in there, so I've got to have Ozil in there. Could you imagine them front three though? Like if you like at times, like at one point we could have gone with Fabregas, Cazorla, and Ozil.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah,
we should have won the league, with those plans, really.
Yeah.
Alexis was Alexis, Saka, and I know you'd beef with RVP, but scored 30, 40 goals season.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. We should never have sold him. Shocking decision.
If you had Robin van Persie in this team now, right, we would win the Champions League and everything. Like Robin van Persie, for me, is the second best striker we've had behind Thierry Henry.
If we'd had Giroud in the team, mate, we would have won the league last year.
Yeah, probably so, mate. Yeah. But Robin van Persie, it was something else, mate. And that's why it hurt so much when he went. He was, I believe, Wenger's actual dream striker.
Yeah.
Actual dream striker, it was Robin van Persie. He had everything, mate. He was technically good. He could score with his head. Look at that volley he scored against Charlton that time. Like,
I was just going to say that's probably one of my favourite ever goals, which really upsets me. His celebration, but afterwards.
So good, mate. So good. So, there's my 11. Honourable mentions. Don't go to Nasri. Don't go to Gallas. Lozano Diarra don't get in my team. Last about 4 months.
Lozano Diarra, Jesus.
Julio Baptista.
Nah.
4 goals at Anfield.
Do you know the one I always think is always like, he ended up being a cult hero, didn't he? But at the time, it was like a big signing, wasn't it? Lucas Podolski.
Yeah, he did well.
The hammer.
Again, yeah, he scored some good goals. That volley against Marseille.
Yeah, that was a great goal. So, definitely. So that's our all-time Emirates 11. Thank you very much, Jonesy, and thank you very much, Mr. Brooks, for obviously doing that, and obviously lovely tribute, John as well, to Gary, and he will be our segment moving forward within the Desmonds. Last segment of the night is the one where Jonesy chooses the winner.
Here we go. Right, MVP this week. I'm going to go for Brooksy. He's on our show, so why the hell not? It's my choice. And I'm going for the sexiest guy who's come in the stream tonight. And that's apologies to the rest of the boys who've been in. But no, Brooksy, I just wanted to say MVP tonight, mate, for popping in. Always around in the chat as well. Thank you very much.
That's very kind. Anyway, I'm almost speechless.
I'm expecting a sexy dance in a couple of weeks as well, all right?
Oh, yeah, you can have whatever you want.
turns up for 10 minutes, delivers a beautiful speech, delivers his 11, and then walks home with the MVP award.
Mic drop.
Unbelievable. Bonetta.
He's a postman, isn't it? He's always delivering.
The postman.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Postman,
Well, he won't be
postman never
delivering
stops.
tomorrow. I can tell you guys that.
No. I'll be dying all week.
Yeah,
It'll be
mate, it's going to
roasting.
be a hot one that back end of the week, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be melting. Oh, yeah.
Good luck with that one, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Should be good weather for your
Fingers
barbie.
crossed, mate. Fingers
All
crossed.
accounts.
We keep the weather for that. That'd be nice. That'll be nice.
But yeah,
Would be nice.
But yeah, anyway, guys, obviously, massive big thank you tonight. Honestly, like I've got to say, absolute brilliant show. We've had a lot of people come in tonight to kind of mark the celebration of the hub going live, but also our special Sunday bonanza. We will be back Thursday night at 8:30 for our normal Cannon and Jonesy audition. So it's a quick spin around, isn't it, mate? And we got to find. It might have to be a few different segments this week, mightn't it?
Yeah,
we're creating some stuff.
Bit of chopping and changing, but we're still bringing you the same banter, same laughs, same sexiness and smugness as well.
Oh, yeah. Might have a new striker as well.
Yeah, we might have a new striker by then. Celebrate them.
Maybe
Oh,
we've
that'd be
decided
nice.
by then. You never know. It's a take. Jeez.
We'd be very lucky, mate. We'd be very lucky.
But yeah, to Tariq as well again for winning the old giveaway.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, Tariq. Well done for winning our first giveaway, mate. I know you've been speaking to Ryan already, so congratulations. And well done. Just a reminder to everyone, I will be putting a tweet out following this show. Jonesy's back tomorrow with the Queens and Cannons of show. It starts at 8:30. He's got an unbelievable lineup, by the way, so make sure you're on for that. Where the second giveaway will be spun by Ryan again tomorrow night. So look forward to seeing that. Obviously, thank you to everyone who's been in the chat today. Absolute brilliant to see new people in the chat. Thank you, Dave. Make sure you keep baby all in your drawer tonight, mate. And rest them sore knees as well, mate. Rest them sore knees. But yeah, no, it's been absolutely superb in terms of obviously the new people on tonight, but also the old people coming in, which is absolutely fabulous. If you haven't signed up to the hub at the moment, sign up to the hub. Obviously, I am kind of going in and kind of verifying everyone, so make sure you do read the rules first and verify, because John ain't going to let you in otherwise, and then I'll get a sore ear. So just make sure you read the rules and verify straight away, and then I'll include you into the main squad. But yeah, it's been a brilliant one. We'll see you all soon. And have a good week, all. Good night.